Divinity within me. Welcome back, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Now, I appreciate you guys' patience. I know I've been a little in and out. Um, it would be nice to have a nice grilled cheese from In and Out for all my California people out there. Damn. Let me get some secret sauce already. Okay. Anyways, guys, so there's been so much energy, right? Eclipse season. Whoosh. What's coming? What's going? What's happening? So there's been a lot of this. Let me just chat with you guys for a minute, right? There's been a lot of this interesting collective energy of, as we're rising into the femininity energy, right? There's a lot of there's a lot of that energy also like coming up a lot for like masculine, right? Like, so let's put it like this, right? Let's say you're a man that suppressed his emotions like all of his life. You may be having a mental B, right? You may be having a little breakdown because, you know, you're feeling all of the feels, right? So something we have to realize is as we're shifting or transitioning or whatever, right? There's as we're collectively rising, we are co-creating the situation. And so what's happening is basically we're feeling all of it, right? So now I've been getting a hard time from people, right? So people have been like, you never go out, you don't go out enough, and you don't do this and you don't do that. And it's like, man, if y'all had to experience what I experience when I go out, like I can put protection spell and I can literally do many things to protect myself or my bubble, to project highest vibrational frequency and light and all of this. But to be honest, like when it really comes down to it, there's a lot. It's like super taxing for my social battery to go out and speak or be around people even, because what's happening is like there's so much chaos that's happening in the collective energy. So now imagine, right, like just so you guys can kind of get a little bit of understanding of where I'm coming from, right? So um imagine this, right? So imagine like have you ever been driving down the road and you see like an animal or something that's been run over, right? And immediately you're like, oh, and you like have this feeling, or like when somebody, I mean, some people laugh, but sometimes when somebody gets hurt or something like this, you can start to feel, right? You can start to empathize and feel the actual pain a little bit what they're experiencing. Now that's empathy, right? There's a difference between sympathy, which means I'm being sympathetic. I'm sorry that you hurt yourself, but I'm glad it wasn't me, right? Empathy is like, wow, I can actually feel and experience, and I'm also choosing to actively take some of your feeling or experience off of you and kind of carry the weight with you, right? So when you're like a super psychic, intuitive, medium, empath, and people are going through chaos in their mind, in their ancestral history, in their healing journeys, and everywhere else. And then on top of it, it's summer and happy summer, and everybody wants to be fucked up. And wow, the energy is so chaotic. It's like, yeah, I want to go out and see these music things, and I want to see the art, and I want to do that. But literally, it's like exacerbating, just like prepping myself to be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and doing a protection spell, whatever, is like literally my bounds of the extent of my energy that I can even put out, right? I'm already like, and by the time I get to the space where I'm like, okay, I'm ready, then what happens is basically I'm like exhausted because I'm just like trying to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually prep myself to deflect all of it, that even just processing it has just drained me, and I'm like back to sleep. So I would like to talk a little bit, you guys, about nervous system, right? So some people like to think that certain people are being lazy or want to sleep all day or do whatever. I even heard this from my friend earlier today. And, the reality is like, wow, it must be nice to have such a regulated nervous system, right? That must be fucking amazing. Wow. Because that's something I've been working on for 2.5 years, right? So for any of you guys that are new here that don't know me, right? I already had the introduction. I'm Zoe. Just about 2.5 years ago, not even 2.5 years, like just over 2 years ago. I live out here in Bali in Indonesia, right? And just a little more than 2 years ago, like let's say 2 years and 4 months, right? So 26 months, let's say that, right? 27 months, something like this, right? So I was hit by a truck, hit and run by like a bobtail truck, essentially, like smaller, like not a small truck like they have here, a little bit bigger, but not a big truck, but like still a truck, right? And I literally was KO'd. I was hit, and my entire cheek, jaw, everything, this side of my face, the right side of my face, which you can kind of see, there's definitely like more, right? So this whole side of my face and my whole body, I was broken from head to toe. I spent about 9 months in bed. And for the first 6 months of it, I was extremely like Dory fish. If you guys have ever seen Finding Nemo, it's like, oh, nice to meet you. Where are we going? 37 seconds later, 1 minute later, oh, nice to meet you. Where are we going? Okay, that's what happens when you get blunt force trauma to your head, right? And so I'm just literally moving through. If you guys have been following me, then you've seen some of my past videos and different things where I've had my face wrapped and all this on a cane and on crutches and all this stuff, right? Now, yes, I'm physically a lot better than I was. Now I'm still having things that I'm dealing with, right? Different blood things and brain things and neurological things. And so in the process of all of this, I've been holistically healing myself, right? When I came out here, after I came out, people kept trying to give me all these antibiotics, and there's something that I'm extremely adversely allergic to. And so basically they made me the same, right? People trying to do the same thing, give me an antibiotic or a medication that I'm allergic to, which is basically literally killing me. Literally, I lost, in the accident, I think I lost about between 9 and 11 kilos in like 3.5 weeks time. Okay, for anybody that's in US, a kilo is about 2.2 pounds. So you figure that out. Now, when I came back, I had the same thing happen that's been going on the past few months. So, and my body reacts the same. You can tell it's like I have muscle, but skinny, right? It's like literally taking, like killing everything, the fat, the life force energy. So how to do some really crazy purges, detoxification, kind of make sure there's no parasites, do all these things. And so that's what I've been doing. Now, the thing is, what people don't understand is your nervous system, right? Even if you've gotten surgery or didn't, even if you're healing, even if I'm walking, like it still really fucking hurts, right? It really hurts me to walk, to stand on hard ground. Like it's literally painful. It feels like someone's hitting me. Like I've been having all of this, I have like permanent nerve damage. And so what it feels like, generally speaking, like for over a year, this whole side of my face was completely numb. So now what it feels like basically is someone's essentially hitting me in the face with like an aluminum baseball bat or a metal board, a metal pole or a board like from Tommy Boy. It's like, did you feel that? No, not so much here, but right here, like no ship shape. Like that's what people are basically telling me. Now, if it felt like you were getting a railroad stake pounded in your foot every time you took a step with a fucking mallet, or like going out and having like exterior stress and things like this, make it feel like, make the pain and the nerve damage and things like this, they basically like cause it to swell, right? So because I was hit here, the prefrontal cortex is in charge of lots of things like basic rationing, right? Emotion, basic social skills, things like this. So because of that, I found that it's a little bit complicated for me to actually go out and be in social settings unless I have kind of like a buddy system, right? Like I need to have somebody there whose energy I know I can stay attuned into, not just mine, because as everybody else's, even if I'm protected, it's like a berating of energy, because most people haven't dealt with their shadows. Most people have no idea what's going on energetically. And with all the collective consciousness being just so fucking chaotic right now, you know, it's like people don't know. And there's not this capacity for me to feel necessary to hold this space. Now I want to talk about this, right? And this is really what I want to talk about today, because this is what the ancestors, this is what the guides, everything are telling me. This is what needs to be discussed, right? As we're coming into this space, it's really about authenticity, right? It's about being as authentic as we possibly can, like unapologetically authentic. Now, if I'm in my authentic state, I'm in a state of play, in a state of creation, in a state of fun. Does it mean that I have no interest in going outside or doing fun things? Absolutely not. That's not what it means. What it means is motherfuckers be fucking with my nervous system, and my nervous system needs to kick down. And without having human contact and the ability to co-regulate, right? I can regulate myself all I want day and night, but literally it's like, imagine, right? Imagine if you're like, basically like a child after the accident, right? I had to learn how to sit up. I had to learn how to eat. I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn how to walk, crawl, write, use everything all over again. And so because of that, I feel like, okay, I'm basically like in this phase of toddler phase, right? And with all of the stuff going on in the prefrontal cortex, that's what's happening, right? It's your basic social rational skills of, I'm tired, or I didn't eat, or I don't want to take the nap, or I don't want to eat this, it tastes gross. Like, in that very type of energy, right? So it's like, well, you need to have your little buddy, or you need to have your brother, or your mom, or whoever, you know, you need to have that person that's like, no, it's okay, we're going to go do this, like, check this out, let's go over here. Like, don't worry, here's your safe spot, here's whatever, you know. But people don't really, I think that people cannot really comprehend that, because they're just so used to me being so strong and seeing me in such a way that they don't have the capacity to even envision that, which is beautiful. I'm glad that people can keep this really high vibrational outlook about me. That's what I attempted to do, and that's why I healed myself so fast, is because I wasn't telling everybody I'm so fucked up, I need help, right? Because I didn't want to project that. Now, there's a level of non-projection, and there's also a fine line between the capacity and the ability to actually say, I need help. Now, a lot of people, so from my experience, right, the entirety of my life, anytime I ever ask somebody for help, they promise me up and down, and then failed me coming and going. So this is like a long-standing wounding or trauma that, like, I obviously am still maybe processing. Like, the collective is still, I feel like, processing this. Now, does it mean that we're not capable of trusting? I don't think so. I think that sometimes we get stuck in the space, right, especially when we're empathetic, of trusting too much, right? And it's like, for me, I can sit here and try to explain to people coming and going, like, I'm overwhelmed, like, I really want to go to this thing, but I could really use someone to come here and go with me, or do something, come here and help me or whatever. And people are like, no, you can do it. You got it. Just go. And I'm just like, my body is like, fuck no. What you're going to do is you're going to go back and lay down and you're going to take another nap because this is too much. So now what's happening is as we're changing and all these cycles and phases are changing, right? So some of us are breaking up, some of us are making up, some of us are divorcing or getting married or getting engaged or having babies or la 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 la. There's a lot of energy that's like shifting and expanding right now, right? And so the reality of the situation is, with all of that energy, I think that people don't really understand what it is to be like a psychic intuitive, like a medium channel, right? There is like the weight of the collective that is consistently on me, especially when I don't have something that helps turn it off, is just like berating. It's just completely berating me coming and going. And, it's like people can fucking judge all they want. But if you want me to go outside and do something, then fucking come and pick me up, assholes. How about that? How about I've only been walking for not even a year and a half. So yeah, going for walks and fucking hikes and taking long drives and doing all of that by myself, when I get tired and I don't feel good, I don't do them anymore. Not because I'm an asshole, because I need a buddy system. And if y'all take away the buddy system that I have, well, don't be surprised that I ain't fucking going outside. Fucking invite me somewhere. Send somebody to pick me up. Come and fucking get me yourself. Whatever it is, right? I'm just tired of people saying, go the fuck outside and do something. Invite me, bitch. Or maybe come and check on me instead of demanding that I go to be in the face with everybody else, because that's exacerbating for me. It's literally like prefrontal cortex, social anxiety. It's like to a maximum, right? To a maximum. On top of that, it's hard enough for me just to sometimes get up and get dressed to go outside each day. Like, people don't even realize, like, how much actual effort healing and recovering takes. Now, there's a difference between I'm just healing from my childhood trauma and from this and from that. It's like, dude, I'm healing from some fucked up shit that's been happening, not just this lifetime, but generations of lifetimes. But like, my lifetime has been a fucking some major crazy shit. And, I just keep pushing on, and people just keep trying to fuck me up, and I just keep going. But, I'm not the Energizer Bunny, man. I'm human. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and there is subjectification to this human body. And it's not because I don't eat a fuck ton of protein every day. It's because my body had poison and toxic things and everything else in it, on top of trying to heal, and on top of, without having support system, right, or co-regulation, it doesn't matter. I can go through all the steps. I can fucking stretch every day. I can do somatic body. I can do all of that. But that doesn't make up for having a physical person to give you an actual fucking hug when you need it, does it? No. That doesn't make up for someone saying, let me take you somewhere so you feel safe. No, just keep being strong. Go out there. Do it on your own. Get them. Like, I'm so fucking sick and tired of that. And to be honest, the collective is fucking sick and tired of that. Like, that, it's like, bleh. How much more can we fucking vomit out bullshit? Same with everybody saying, oh yeah, you need to just call a hotline when you don't feel good and you need a friend. Bitch, I called 20 fucking friends. Not one that's like, oh yeah, ever responds or picks up. So is it the person's fault who's asking for help? Or is it the people that are fucking being judgmental and pushing the person past their fucking limits? And then being upset because we're not participating? Well, you're not fucking participating, bitches. You want some participation? Let me fucking see it. That's where I'm at. And this is where the collective is at. This is just like the collective energy. It's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of the masculine being like, I'm so weak and you know, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. It's time for masculine, whether you're man or woman or fucking whatever. It's time for feminine, all actual physical women that are feminine, to actually be receiving. To be receiving the love, the respect, the care, the honoring, the worshiping, and all of that. All of it, right? So unless you're showing up, look at the computer dropped on that. It's like mic drop. Can't make this shit up. So unless you're, unless you're sending flowers or a fucking delivered invitation for something, don't expect a feminine energy to chase. Don't expect feminine energy to beg. Don't expect feminine energy to give anything when clearly they don't feel they're receiving anything. The feminine energy will magnify whatever the masculine energy is doing, right? So for me, I'm still here working during summer, still working on creating, on fundraising, on doing all this stuff. 22, right? I'm working on many things, right? So I'm exercising a certain amount of my masculine energy because I don't have the exterior masculine energy present for me any longer. So because of that, now what do you see? You see me doing this, which means feminine is exhausted because she shouldn't have to be doing it, right? So now, as soon as I'm done doing this little bit of work, I need 5 to 10 times the amount of recovery time because I'm being forced to do something that's out of balance, that's not karmatically in balance. So you want to have a more balanced, or an equal or a compassionate masculine and feminine balance within yourself, within partnership, within anything else, then I'm sorry, not sorry, but masculine needs to start giving. And that doesn't mean I did this and you didn't fucking appreciate it. No, fucking show up. Show the fuck up. Show the fuck up. Like, offer a gift and ask. Not, I did this for you, you should fucking respect it. No, motherfucker. What did feminine ask for? And if that's even your body saying, I need to rest right now, are you honoring that? Are you honoring that feminine needs to rest? That feminine wants to sit in the bath for 2 fucking hours. That feminine wants to stay where she feels safe. Because the world out there don't look like a safe fucking place right now, does it? And you want her to go run out and around without feeling safe? Lacking safety? That's a funny story. It's not mine. It's not how my fucking story goes. Sorry. Not sorry. Like, show up or shut up. That's where I'm at. I don't need to play guessing games, bitch. I fucking talk to spirits for a living. Like, they're direct at least. At least. So the collective energy is really about some things will be moving into, um, some things will be moving into, new startings, new beginnings, things like this. And a lot of things will be coming to the ending. Now, things that are meant to be ending, phases, cycles, things like this, allow them to end, right? It's like if they wanted to, they would. So if somebody wanted to spend time, they would figure out how the fuck to get a hold of somebody. They would show up at the door. I'm sorry, I've seen people come to different countries around the world. And you tell me you in the same fucking city and you can't even come to my fucking door? I don't have a phone. I can't call. Like, motherfucker, 1,000 people have a phone. I'm sure if you can go online, you can call, can leave a message, can do something. So what happens is feminine energy will only reciprocate that which masculine gives. So masculine just working and hustling isn't, or waiting instead of taking action, isn't making feminine move any faster. It's not making her take any more action. It's making her actually less interested. And that's just a reality. And it's exponentially growing in the collective, where there's just super cut and dry. Like, people are like, oh, well, you're being too much and this and that, bitch. You know what's too much? Not asking for the things that you require, your bare minimum. There's a difference between expectations and bare necessities. People need to get over that. So the first deck here, amazing. Bottom of the deck energy. Number 2, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, pause before action. So again, sometimes what needs to happen is sometimes we need to take some time to pause before there is more action, right? 2, we're finding partnership, we're finding all this different stuff, right? That's what's happening, bottom of the deck energy. Now, also some people are like, okay, well, you need more time to heal because you went through this and you went through, it's like, no. I need physical humans showing up, not responding to me via fucking AI text. I don't need to be talking to a fucking therapist or a chaji. I need actually people to show the fuck up. And if they can't show up, like, don't expect me to show up. That's where I'm at. Like, until someone fucking shows up for me, I'm not going anywhere. Posted. Just like this video will be soon enough. Manage to be glad. Number 43. This is 7, okay? So even when your luck stinks, haha, look at that. 2 fucking skunks. But they're out here trying to smell the rainbow, right? Taste the rainbow. Manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. So yeah, this is exactly what feminine is doing. Saying, you know what? This is what the collective is doing. You know what? I'm going to create the future that I want. If that means that it's a revolution, right? An evolution, right? Evolving in love. If that means that's what it is, and there's not somebody here to show up to balance out the love, then the love means it's all coming. Like, I'm giving it all and returning it all back to myself. And when I have so much Scorpio in my chart, and when Scorpios get super used to having everything they need and not needing exterior source, the need for having any exterior source is pretty much dissipated. So, get while the getting's good or get the fuck on, pretty much. 23, we're all mad here. Everyone is a little bit different. So this is the energy of 5. So change. Oops. So change is what's happening. Change is what's necessary. Change is what's happening. People can sit here and call certain people crazy because they don't understand. Now, most people that were geniuses or that were knowing things before they ever happened were all considered crazy. Tesla, Einstein, some of the greatest brains that ever existed, right? Best thing I can tell you guys is fuck that. Don't let anybody rain on your parade, right? Don't let people rain on your parade. You know, obviously don't be delusional, but like understand what your gifts are and your powers are and make sure that you're working with them, right? This is what makes me happy. Everybody kept telling me, stop to do the cards. Go fucking suck it, bro. Go suck it. I don't care. Like this is what brings me joy, is to convey messages that need to go out to the collective, right? 33. I want to be a queen. Look at. She looks a lot more poised. Here she looks. Look at the eyes are big. Let's look at this conversation. The eyes are big. She looks a little bit sad, a little bit worried, like I'm waiting. And then it's like manage to be glad. The eyes are still big, but wonder is coming, right? The smoke is clearing, the veil is lifting. Here now she's like, okay, a little bit curious, like, all right, I can see what's going on here, right? All right, I can see a little bit of myself in everybody and a little bit of everybody in myself, right? And then we have 22, I want to be a queen. And look at, she's like very, even the cat's smiling. It's like, she's got like this plotting face, like, right? This is very scorpionic energy, like, oh yeah, no worries. All good. Meanwhile, stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. Now, they really want me to bust out this other deck. Let me see which deck. Let's see what it says. Okay, this deck. I can't remember what this one is. This one is like the Alice in Wonderland deck I got in Amsterdam. I don't know the name. I can't remember the name. And this one I can't remember the name. Can't remember the name either. People be taking my decks and all of my shit, so. Beeps. Got lots of them up in this bitch. So, anyways, hopefully we're moving past that, right? That's what I'm moving past. Like, if I gotta like cut people out and do whatever in order to make sure that my space is safe because I wasn't being offered it from somebody else, then that's what it is, right? That's what it is. So, 3 of Wands. So yeah, for a lot of us, like what we've been waiting for is our ships to come in. Look at that ship. Amazing, beautiful. You know, this is the beginning, right? We're having Aries, this moon, the sun, right? It's like things that we've been waiting for, they're now coming in. Just keep focusing on those things that you want. King of Coins. Now this is earth energy, but this is definitely someone that is materially, like this is, the coins is material matters. This is money. This is physical, practical, right? This is actual tangible things. So the King of Coins would mean something that we've been waiting for to come in. You know, there is no gender in the tarot, but this could mean a wealthy masculine, right? Someone coming in to make an offering, and yeah, to make an offering to help the dreams come true, the ships that you've been waiting for to come in. Maybe that's what he's going to do. We have the 3 of Cups. This looks like a party, a celebration of sorts. Okay, we have mercurial energy as well as Cancerian energy here. But yeah, this is definitely a celebration. What I'm getting is there may be some third party situations going on here with this. Um, just because it's below, I wonder what will happen next and manage to be glad. So there may be some information that's found out, and how we choose to deal with it is going to be another thing, right? So, some people may have been wearing masks and they may come in with some pretty big offers. Now, that's something that maybe might need to be reconsidered after all of the information. The most important thing is mask off, right? Authenticity, right? Be authentic, be honest. Honesty, authenticity, all of these things are very big right now. Two of coins, okay? So again, we have, I think it's like Saturn and Jupiter energy. I think it's Leo and like Saturn maybe. So anyways, yeah, this is exact time that we're here right now. And if you look, he's found the balance, or she, or whatever. They found the balance, right? The two are there above. Is not even having to hold or juggle. It's like perfect, imperfect balance, right? So we finally found the balance, or what needs to happen. That's great. What else? What else? Now, this is after maybe a tower moment happened, right? Now, it doesn't look like the entire tower was struck, but it definitely looks like there was a hit. And maybe, because this is under the we're all mad here, maybe something that was said, someone got upset about. Now, what I'm really getting is like, if you're upset or you're getting upset about, you're mad because something happened or because you were found out or because something came crashing down, deal with it, right? Deal with it. A little bit is the energy, right? Everyone is different. Now, if you're upset because someone says something to you, then you need to say, that hurt my fucking feelings. Don't do that again, please. I didn't like it, right? It's just that simple. Communication is key, is everything. Page of Swords. So again, thoughts, words, actions, taking the action, making the offer. So it's like maybe someone wanted to offer something or to take an action, or because they wanted to offer something, but you didn't take the action or go how they wanted, like follow all the signs and signals. Look at even the thing dropped. Now, people got to be a little more proactive, right? If you want something, you may have to put in more effort than you already think you put in to get it. I don't know. For me, I don't think so. For me, it takes so much effort just for me to get up, to get dressed, to feed myself. And my cat, like, I'm so lucky I got my cat back. Look at that, the Four of Wands. So now, when we actually take the action and we stop being ass hurt and we find the balance within ourselves to actually make the action, right? Stop being like, yeah, there was this tower moment and I'm really ass hurt, blah, 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 right? When we stop to take things so personally and we actually make this Page of Swords, we take the action. The pages are offering something, right? It's normally a letter or a small offering or something, right? But the swords is words, action, action, taking action. So based on what was said, the balance was found on what was said. And now it may have hurt somebody, right? And they may not understand. But if you're trying to understand why somebody is saying or doing one thing or feeling a certain way, then you're going to have to come together, right? This is union. You're going to have to open the door and step the fuck through it. You're going to have to start at the beginning. Aries, right? Aries, the beginning, right? Start at top dead center by doing that. Four of Wands, right? This is passion. So if your passion is to come together, is to unify, is to create some type of unity, understand that we're now in this motion of doing it, but you have to let go of this shit, right? Of being mad about some shit and actually take action towards the thing that you want, right? Towards unity, right? Now, again, feminine energy is on the rise. So I'm not saying that it's not okay for men to actually also experience that. But in order for you to experience it, maybe you should be able to be safe and be vulnerable around a feminine energy instead of being like a bitch in the feminine energy. Does that make sense? Because the feminine can mirror and can amplify that which you're feeling. So if you're feeling safe, right? If you're feeling safe and the ability to be vulnerable in your hurt or your sadness or your situation, then it's really easy for feminine to be able to be that thing that you need, right? It's a whole nother thing. And so it's like, if you're expecting that, then you have to also be able to give that first, but not just to somebody else, right? You have to kind of surrender and give up, be honest, right? Like, that's why I'm just like, I'm honest, right? Like, I have traumatic brain injury. I have traumatic brain injury and some other cavernoma that sits behind the prefrontal cortex. So when I get stressed out, I have it's like basically acting like a tumor. I have these pockets that are blood filled with thin whatever. And when I get stressed out or anxiety, social anxiety or whatever, I start to get the migraine here and those pockets burst. And now there's blood from those going into my head, and my ability to be calm or rational or do things like call myself a taxi or drive myself home or do whatever are fucking out the door. And, I'm doing my best to heal and learn and to grow from those things. But the reality of the situation is they take time, blunt force trauma to your face and your head with something that's still sitting in your brain that's pressing on the prefrontal cortex. It could take a little time. I may not go out again if people don't have the ability to escort me. That's a reality. And it's something that I don't like to accept. I'm doing my best to not accept as my reality, but it's also something that when I go out, if I don't completely turn off everything in the environment, it's really hard for me. I have to keep headphones in, I have to do all of this stuff, and it's really complicated. And, we're all just out here doing our best. And if we really want to help the collective and we really want to repair these types of things, then we need to have compassion, right? We need to have compassion for what people are going through and not just say, you're strong enough, you're stronger, just keep going. Like, no. You need to rest? Cool. Can I come over? I have a great movie we can watch. Do you want to go lay under the stars? What if I got a car? Could you take a nap there and then be ready to go somewhere when we get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, not that complicated. Things are only as complicated as you make them. I'm over here just existing, doing my best to just exist, to just get up and bathe myself and brush my teeth and feed myself and my cat and change my clothes every day. Yeah, it's like that. But I'm still out here making art. I'm still out here doing readings. I'm still going out once or twice a week, and it's exacerbating for me, Now that I don't have a partner or a friend or a roommate or a buddy system, it's literally exacerbating for me. And I wish that it wasn't, but sometimes we just got to deal with the cards that we were dealt and figure out what we can do with them. So that's why I like to shuffle and deal these cards. Because at least I can see, right? The cards don't lie. People lie, time lies, situations lie, love lies. So until I see the truth in front of my face, you know, I'm done with people making me feel or seem like I'm crazy, right? You want, show up, show up. The night's rush in, the Knight of Cups is about making an emotional offering, right? So this union, this action, after all of this, the night comes in. The night comes rushing in. Now this is a seahorse. Now something interesting about seahorses is seahorses are one of, I think there's actually a couple, excuse me, I'll have to ask, I'll research it after this. I think there's a few different species, but just a few, where the male or the masculine is actually carrying the eggs and birthing the children. Now the seahorses and seashells, right? Let me get some seahorses and some seashells. Huh? Now, when we see this, it's like they were given, like they chose, right? They chose this noble, like I'm gonna carry the babies and I'm gonna birth them and I'm gonna do this, right? It's not often seen in nature, but as we're switching, as everything's switching, as the ocean tides are changing, as everything literally, physically, in our reality and out of our reality is shifting, maybe there's something to be said in this. Maybe the offering of love is for masculine energy to say, how can I take care of that for you? I realize that actually feminine has been taking care of and doing way more than masculine. And masculine's just over here like, I need appreciation for everything I do because everything you do for me on a normal basis doesn't fucking count. That's just your natural job. To clean and to do laundry and to cook and to, like, no. I mean, that's everybody's natural job when they're by themselves. You don't need another person to do that. Like, that's just shit that has to be done. It's just baseline things, which, to be honest, without having another person or a roommate or whatever else, I'm having a bit of a time. I can manage my areas that I work in a little bit, but again, it's like with the cavernoma and the traumatic brain injury, it's like ADHD times 1,000. And I know sometimes people are like, oh, well, I have short-term memory too because I smoked a lot or I did this or I did that. Like, no, this is a whole horse of another color. This is like unicorns and Pegasus and all kinds of crazy things. This is whole other things. So you stop to give so much advice when I'm the one that channels the fourth thought. Just a thought. Okay, Ace of Swords. So yeah, there is action that has to be taken. Now, a lot of times this is the voice of truth, right? We're seeing Ace of Swords. We're seeing new action, new words, new action, right? New trains of thought that are coming in. Now, what I see from this, with the unity, with the cup, with the tower, with all of these cards, and then the Ace of Swords, what I'm seeing here is this action or this word or whatever is actually an apology, right? This is like a praising and or an apology that is coming in, just because we have the Knight. So also the aces are a beginning. So it's like, I want to offer or begin something, right? Like, sorry, I was unaware But here we go, right? Then we have the Palace of Cups. Now, this deck is special. It has 4 extra cards that are the palaces. So the Palace of Cups. So now this is, so now these are places, right? They're palaces. Now, sometimes the palace is somewhere that exists within our being. But generally speaking, in this deck, from my understanding, the palaces themselves are different types of homing locations, right? So the Palace of Cups, this is something that's more emotional, right? This and that. This is underwater. So you're gonna find this is gonna be more like beachfront or penthouse or something like this, right? This is gonna be, again, you see it's got like all the views, everything, right? You're gonna see this. Okay. Now, some of you guys could be manifesting. Some of you guys could be moving. There could be a change of location. There could be a lot of things happening with this. What this could mean is actually finally coming to this place. Maybe you finally got the apology. Maybe you just found like, I'm going to give the love to myself and I'm going to apologize to myself and I'm going to come into union with myself because I'm tired of waiting for all of this. You know, maybe that's what's happening, and you're just like, you know what? The action is just taking on both roles, right? And maybe what that brings is the emotional contentment, right? Within your home, within your living space, within your homeostasis, right? Your actual being. That would be cool. But yeah, for some of you guys, it can mean. You want me to pull this one? So for some people, it can mean. Let's get a little deeper. It can mean that there is actual moves happening, or this could be an offering. Someone might be saying, "Okay, come here. Let's go there. Can we move here? I want to go on this vacation. I want to take you somewhere." This could be a new job or living situation offering, you know, for some people, right? You could have this voice of truth. You could have this offering, and it's like, wow, this is fulfilling me. Wow, I can really open a lot of doors, right, with this. Whoa. The moon. So it's, now for some of you guys, this could be happening when the moon is full. I'm also seeing a half moon here, which is where I think we're at right now, about half moon. So for some of you guys, there could be something that was a secret or something that was like this, right? And it could be coming to light. It could be illuminated. Now there could be some type of deception that was going, right? And that could be in our emotional state of where we think home or our emotional contentment may be. And we may be finding out some more truth about that, right? Behind all of that. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. So there is a changing of fate. There is something that's changing. And the reality of that is hopefully the wheel is tipping in our favor, right? Generally, it's tipping in our favor. So something that you may have found finally, emotional contentment, right? This peace, this emotional homeostasis within yourself. And what may have happened is you may have found that some people were hiding or lying or secrets or deception. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to call that shit out. I'm going to call that shit out. And I'm going to say, I'm going to trust the universe and see where this goes, right? I'm going to spin that wheel of fortune and see. Because at this point, if I don't feel like I'm winning, then there's got to be more abundance out there for me to be winning and receiving. So let's let it play out. Those are 2 pretty big major arcanas. Should we pull more? You guys, now for some of you guys, this could be an offering of moving, an offering of jobs, offering of marriage, partnership. It could be business partnership. Now with seeing a lot of this, I would say this is more of like marriage or union. But first, obviously, there's the judgment that has to happen. And so maybe that is what the fear is about. Now, what I can honestly say is the more that we show up and we're not fearful, right? We're not like, I take rejection well. Like, you want to reject me? Go ahead. I look at rejection as redirection, right? If you're not, if I'm not your person and you're not obsessed with me, then I have no interest, you know? Like I've spent years waiting for people to get their shit together. Some people decades. And, you know, people can say, I'm judgmental and cutting people off now, but it's like, no, I'm just having better discernment. So if you have a different view you'd like me to see of you, then I suggest you show me. Show me. Because right now, I'm here on my healing journey. I came back after a really intense trip to America to do some treatment for this cavernoma in my brain, because we can't get rid of it. I just have to learn to live with something that when I get social anxiety or anything else, it just swells and I'm basically having mild aneurysms. Really awesome, right? So, do I seem like the kind of person that you should force to push out when they don't feel safe? You trying to give me a seizure or an aneurysm? That's fucking very loving of you, isn't it? Why? So you can capture a picture or a movie? So you can make somebody look crazy or someone look perfect or whatever the fuck you're trying to do? You want participation? Then fucking show it. Because showing it to everybody else, including the entire world, besides the person who needs to be seeing it, is bullshit. Celebrating with other people, having third parties and all that shit, bullshit. That's why the judgment card is here. And that's why the people are feeling scared. Are we going to come into unity, or is this going to be the end? What's that song? It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. I'm not going to let people, unless I have a message, and unless the message is coming unequivocally, like, I'm not going to sit here and tune in, bro. Like, you want me to use my psychic gift? Fucking pay me. Pay me. Bitch, fuck you, pay me. You want me to tune in and ask the fucking spirits where you are and where to go and how to get there? Bitch, fucking tune in. Pick up a fucking phone. Write a goddamn letter. How about that? How about just fucking show up? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much ego is blocking where we go? Or if we go. Or if we will ever know. Drop the fucking ego. Yeah. Oh, but all of these people will judge me. It will hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings. I don't give a fuck, bro. You know what hurts? Getting hit and run over and drugged behind a fucking truck and left on the road for dead. You know what hurts? Walking on my foot still. You know what hurts? Stretching. Because my body's still healing, because both my shoulders and my entire right side of my body and my face were fucking broken and shattered. You know what hurts? Walking, standing, sitting for long periods of time. Because my body was hit by a truck, run over, drugged behind. And people didn't fucking show up and people didn't fucking help. And I'm still dealing with all of it and the expenses and the medical. And I'm fucking out here nearly drowning while you're telling me I need to do some fucking more shit? No, this is exactly what I need to be doing. Resting, recuperating, and healing. I know what I need to be doing. I know what feminine needs. Healing, time, Put up this fucking broken heart shit and show up. Be the support. Be this Ace of Swords. Figure out what's needed, not from what you need. Sorry, feminine energy is what needs. And when you do that, when you figure out what feminine needs instead of deciding what you think she needs and how you think she needs it and where she has to go to get it, then you'll be victorious. Then there'll be victory. Then there'll be celebration. Everything else will happen. That's how you heal it. That's how you heal feeling like people are under attack and you're getting stabbed in the back. But it takes action. Action, move, align the spiritual, align the upper thoughts spiritually, right? With the dark and the light, and move forward. This is about being in balance in order to move forward. This is about movement, quick movement coming in. This is about movement that's happening in your brain, in the spiritual, in the ethers. That's why you see this above his head. The stars pulled back. Clarity. Clarity. The stars above his head. Now these on the bottom, you see? They're ready to take action. They're mirroring. They're mirroring. Knight of Pentacles. Slowest moving knight in the deck. Well, it's taken this one a long time to get moving. He's stopping to smell the flowers and doing everything else and really just worried about this physical thing. About this money, about this coin, about this physicality. Now, as we're going into higher forms, right? We have to stop to be so on this physical note. Now, there is a certain amount of things that do need to be taken care of, yes. However, also, another thing is, you're choosing the pace in which you move. Every other night is rushing in. This one's moving slow, like overthinking it. Like, stop to overthink. When you stop to overthink, then you can be the ferryman. You can be the Six of Swords, right? You can be the ferryman. See them? See how this mother and child, they're scared. They're ready to go from where the rough waters are, from something that was emotionally distraught, right? Words, actions, all these things are now being safely here, reciprocated. And the ferryman, right? The boatman is taking them to safer shores. See? Where the water is smooth, where there's a new shore, new island, whatever, right? It's like taking... It's like repairing or smoothing out the emotions, right? So be like this. Be ready to go from this state to this state. And don't be in this space. 7. Don't be in this space of being defensive, right? Right now I have a lot of this, like masculine energy is being very defensive. Now, feminine energy is not being defensive. She's defending herself as she has been forced to, because she hasn't been protected, right? She hasn't been protected. She's still seeking protection, safety, right? So stop defending your bullshit, right? Stop defending all the things that you're passionate about and all these other things, and start defending femininity, feminine energy. Look at that, jumping. Stop crying over fucking spilt milk. Stop looking at all the things that already happened in the past, right? There's 2 cups behind, right? 2 cups is a cup of love. 3, it's third party. So whatever your addictions or your things are, or the other people that you're worried about, stop. And how do you make those go away? Okay, sometimes that means you spend time by yourself. Sometimes that means it's not good for you to be by yourself. Sometimes you need distraction. For me, I'm just like, oh, I feel stuck. I can't get off of it. I'm hung up on this thing, right? I'm hung up on thoughts of this person or that person. Like, I'm hung up on it. Why am I hung up on it? Because I can feel everybody's energy being fucking hung up on mine. So I don't feel good. I don't feel good to go outside. I don't feel good to communicate or to fucking socialize. Because all I feel is what everybody else is feeling and projecting towards me, about me, speaking, all of it. I feel, I hear, I see everything. And it's not nice most of the time. That's why I spend a lot of time where I live, because I don't have to, like, I don't have neighbors. I don't have, like, even when I lived on another island before in my boat, I would row in the morning, so I didn't have to converse with every fucking person on the island. Now, did that mean I never conversed? No. When I had the social battery to do so, I did. When I didn't, I didn't. I got up and went in early and came back. I was happy to be there on my boat where people can't fucking get to me or bother me. Ideally. Now then, yeah, Queen of Swords. She knows what she's talking about, right? She's saying, this is what I'm saying. Take the definitive action or leave it. The sword is up. That's decision. This is the decision. This is the decision I've made. I've made the decision to stop running around and hoping I may or may not run into somebody, or somebody may fucking apologize, or somebody may show up and fix things that they fucked up. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. I don't know where the fuck you are, whoever you are, whatever you are. That's not my problem. I don't need problems. I need solutions. I'm a solution specialist. So, you want to sing to my soul? Then you're going to have to make it first in the physical. Because, to be honest, I have so much consistent noise coming, and all of these souls and all of these things that want to get through messages and want to say, do this and go here and talk to this person and do that. And it's like, I like to tune into it when I choose to tune into it, like when I pull cards. I'm not going to sit here and play games tuning into it all the fucking time. I've done it for over a decade. So now, shall we or not? Let's get another card. The Sun. The Sun is in reverse. So we dictate our own happiness, right? Feminine will recreate a million times. She can amplify. If she just is happy doing whatever she's doing with whoever she's doing it with, then whatever, right? She is the sun, she is the moon, she is all. So, rebirth, I'm okay. Every time that I lose people or things or situations, I don't take it as a loss. I take it as a gain. What was my lesson? This was a blessing, right? I don't take it as rejection. I take it as realignment, redirection. Not rejection, redirection. And there is happiness, right? There is happiness. There is sunflowers. There is blooming. There is this new rebirth, this childlike, right? We got rainbows. We got unicorns. We got sunshine. We got 4-leaf clovers and flowers. We got it all, right? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, the queen has decided, I'm done waiting in this spot. I'm making a definitive action that I'm going to do the things that make me happy. And, like, yeah, although it would be great to be doing them with somebody, like, unless somebody shows the fuck up, I'm just going to keep doing them on my own, because that's what I've been known. That's what feminine has been subjected to her whole life. So unless masculine shows a different way, you're not going to get feminine out of the masculine energy. Unless you show up as fucking masculine and let the feminine be feminine and stop being a fucking bitch. Straight up. It's just the reality of the situation. You want to create a situation, I mean, you want to fix a situation or heal it, then you have to feel it. And that means you have to surrender. You have to go to feminine and say, you did this and I'm hurt. Can I share with you all the ways that you hurt me? Will you hold me while I cry? Can you hear me in non-judgment? Yes, feminine has that capacity. Look at how smooth the water is, even when being rushed in from spirit and pouring like a fountain. Look at that. The dove, the peace. Right? Look at that W. Woman. Right? The balance comes when you offer the love. She can create the peace. Look at these lotuses down here, right? She can put the new clean water, bring peace to that where there was mud or dirt or anything else like this, and allow for it to settle down. Amazing. This brings in the wish or the dream. Ultimately. Amazing, you guys. So I'm going to leave it at that, but it does take work. It does take learning to work together. So, dream on, dream until your dream comes true. Ooh, okay, guys. So, for a lot of you, the dream does include love or an offering of love or somebody offering love or showing up, right? I would say, your dreams are only a wish away. And it's not just saying, I wish all of my dreams come true. No. It's calling the person or showing up and saying, I wish that this was happening like this, that this was happening with you, that this would happen like that. You know, it's not being afraid to say, this is what I want, or this is my path, or I feel this, without worry of judgment. So when you drop your fucking ego, there is no judgment. That's why I do these videos live, right? Not because everybody needs to tune in and hear me and do whatever. It's because the reality of the situation is when we go live, this shit is live and direct. No edit, no bullshit, just straight direct. Like, you know, I'm being real. You know, I'm pulling these cards in time and you know what's happening, right? This is authentic as it gets. You're seeing me, right? I don't have, like, I stop. You know? Out here sweating, had a long day, went out, did all this stuff. Still try to get my cat to go on an adventure. She's still fucking freaked out to go outside. You know, people want me to go outside, tell me I'm being lazy. No, I'm being responsible. That cat is like my child. Yeah? Cat is like my child. If she doesn't feel comfortable and she's not feeling good that I go and she wants to be right on top of me, and every time I try to get her to go outside or let's go play or whatever, she fucking goes apeshit and she hides in a place where she can't be gotten. That means she's still being fucking traumatized by somebody dragging her and making her go, and she's afraid that if she goes outside or if I take her outside or if I let her go outside, she's fearful that someone's going to come and fucking take her away, and she's afraid to leave her safe space. Now, I feel a lot of that. That's how I feel in my space. It's like, do I want to be in my house all the time during summer in this beautiful place? Not necessarily, no. But unless I have somebody or something that's allowing me and my cat or whatever to feel safety, you know, it's just a thing, right? It's like if I was, you know, sometimes when I get stressed out, I'll start to like twitch or convulse. So it's like if I feel overwhelmed, driving is not an option for me. Getting on a bike or whatever is not an option for me because I don't I don't want to convulse. I don't want to have a seizure because I'm getting stressed out. And that's what happens when people are like, go and just follow your heart and your intuition. And it's like, bro, what that does is stress me the fuck out. You're causing me mild onset aneurysms by lack of communication. Choices. So, yeah, if I feel more comfortable staying inside and waiting for someone to do something or not, just doing what I do that makes my nervous system and my being and my cat kid feel good, then I'm not being irresponsible. I'm being responsible adult. Those who are being irresponsible are those running around, getting fucking, needing attention, crying wolf, playing a victim, because they're not getting the attention that they expect to be returned when there's nobody to know what the fuck you did. Nobody. Zero. Who the fuck knows who's happening, what's happening? There's so many timelines colliding. There's so many spirits that fucking speak to me. Are you dead? Are you alive? Are you real? Are you not? I don't know. Like, all I can do is check in. Like, but I'm done. I'm done doing that. Like, this is what I do. I use visual antis so I can control the amount of downloads and things that are coming to me on a consistent basis, because I'm tired of people telling me, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're fucking schizophrenic. Fuck you. Fuck all y'all. Fuck y'all. Seriously. You want to try to play that game? You want to try to play, it's like, no, I'm not. You want to play a game? Bring a fucking board game over here. Bring a fucking deck of cards. Bring Monopoly. Bring fucking Uno. Bring an entertainment system so we can sit and play it. I don't give a fuck. But unless you got a twister mat or a fucking board that I can physically see, game over. Game over. And I don't care who's winning or losing anything, because me losing my mind and my peace and my well-being and my health isn't fucking worth whatever anybody else thinks they're gonna fucking get. Suck a dick. I don't give a fuck what you do. Leave me the fuck out of it. If you're not gonna show up, have a nice life. I'll keep living mine. I'm not worried. I don't live in a lack or fear-based program. I could spend all my money that I had, the rest of my money, on buying myself nice food and groceries and some fucking Japanese ice cream treats. I don't give a fuck, because I know that the universe is infinite. I know that the universe is abundant, and I know that regardless, as long as I'm following my soul's calling, then everything will work itself out. May not be always the way that I want or like, but that doesn't really matter. It's neither here nor there. It's like the song, you can't always get what you want. But when you try, sometimes you just might find. You get what you need. So, that's where I'm at, right? What I need is physicality. I need someone to show up physically, someone to talk to me. I need people to video chat on the phone. In reality, I need to see your face. I need to hear your voice. I need a fucking hug. You don't drive or have a license? That's great. I can drive, but you can also just get a ride over here, so I can drive you. Or send a car, so nobody has to. It's not that complicated. Things are only as complicated as people choose to make them. Now, you want to keep making them complicated and keep them complicated, then that's a choice. But stop playing the victim and stop crying, because I'm not doing that, right? I got plenty of skills to pay my bills, and I'll figure it out. I've been doing it for 25 plus fucking years, and it's not going to change at this moment in time all of a sudden. Guaranteed. So, anyways, all right, beauties, as always. Whew, this feminine energy is fucking feisty in the collective. Um, Crazy, you guys. Like, there's just been so much um, of the feminine that's just like, you know what? Show up or, you know, like, either you're in or you're out. But if you want to come in, you're going to have to knock on the door. That's what it is. So, anyways, as always, infinite blessings, love, and light. If you guys would like to schedule a private or personal reading, help your girl out, she could definitely use that. I'm trying to generate some funds so I can get back to doing my treatment. I need to have my blood checked and stuff like this because I'm having spots and numbness that's coming back a lot, which is why I haven't been that present on here this much. I've just been kind of napping with my kitty. And, but yeah, help your girl out. Send some love, send some support. I know that you guys have been sending stuff. I have to figure out how to access my Divinity within the PayPal. I know that there is, I see that people are sending money, but I don't know how to get into it. But yeah, you can send it there. You can email me. I think the best thing to do really is to leave a comment, right? Leave a comment and then we can open up email directly. For readings, I will create I have different scales. To just receive a response is one price. Obviously, if you need an emergency reading, it's obviously more expensive for me to do what I'm doing within 48 hours. If you guys want a live reading with me, now that is available. It's just a little bit more, but we can do Zoom and things like this. Yeah, Zoom or Telegram. Something like this. Anyways, whew. That was a lot. This was a lot of energy for me to exert, to be in masculine form, to be doing work. So now I need to go rest. Look at me. I'm literally crying because it's literally my body is like, you can see my face. My body is just like exhausted. Takes a lot. And that's an hour and a half of me sitting. Not even. This is how much energy and exhaustion it takes to channel something that's just coming from the collective and from cards sitting in front of me. Imagine how exhausting it is to channel other people trying to give me messages to the fucking quantum. Exhausting. So, I suggest you learn to communicate like a real fucking human, like real people, like actually communicate, because otherwise you're just exhausting. Just exhausting the feminine. You're exhausting the channelers. You're exhausting the light workers. You're exhausting us because we're out here trying to be on the forefront of bringing the information and being the light warriors, but you're just draining. So it's like, are you here to help be warrior of light? Because it's seeming kind of parasitic in nature, vampiric in nature. See how the light went and came back? Because I work with divine spirits. I work with only the highest vibrational frequency of love and light, of universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, aliens that have high vibrational frequency, galactic federation, all of those who are focused on the highest, most divine timeline of love and light. So, with knowing that, I'm going to keep my conversations and my channeling in scheduled times. I'm going to do my best to stay on that note because all the information coming in and all the chaos that's happening in the collective right now is a bit, it's just overwhelming for me. I need a hug, I need a nap, I need a hug, I need a nap about every 35 minutes to an hour. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. So without another person to co-regulate or to help me charge up my electrical system or battery just by holding me or whatever, don't expect much more output. It's a little bit difficult. And I'm just going to keep doing my best, but I'm also not going to push myself to the point of running myself ragged. I'm not going to do it. I don't give a fuck. I've been eating ramen noodle. Like, I don't care. I do care because I don't want to eat things like that because they're not helping my body. But if we're playing games like this, then like I didn't like I'll figure out how to make $10 or $20 or whatever be able to feed me for the next 2 weeks or whatever I have to. That's where I'm at. But that's baseline survival mode. That's not thriving. That's not supported. That's not receiving. So if you really want to create this meeting or this match, right? If masculine and there is a union or whatever for this, then the only way that's going to happen is when they put away their ego to honor feminine. And like I said before, if they come saying all of these things to feminine, I don't think that she's going to have ego the same as the masculine. I just don't feel that. Now, if they keep playing games, then yeah, they're going to keep getting the slap back. Like a matter of fact, cracking the whip. Because she ain't trying to take that shit. Show up or blow up. Ciao for meow is always infinite blessings, love, and light. But know that on the opposite, right, the yin and the yang, like dark is not something to be fearful of, right? Go in your dark spot, like admit the things that bring you to that space. Did you ever consider what it might be to express the feminine to her face? Did you consider what you might release, what might happen? Sometimes I think a lot of what's going on in the collective right now is like the feminine is wanting to be able to be that nurturing feminine energy, but masculine is so fucking stuck in ego and blah, 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 blah. My needs have to be met. I expect this and blah, blah, blah. It's like safety and security needs to be met before anything else. Feminine needs to be honored and worshipped before anything else. When you're doing that, then I guarantee she could hold the space for the darkness. But until then, it's just exacerbating and it's just taxing her. And the more that you continue to play the game, the more that the feminine is going to pull and push away. You're going to just have more independent women that aren't interested in men or children or reproducing. And it's sad, but it's like exactly the way that our world has been moving. So if you want that to shift, if masculine wants to be able to cry and to be seen as emotional or to be able to be loved or touched or held or whatever, then, he's got to make up for what the feminine hasn't been receiving for a fucking century, for eons. Whether you did it or not doesn't fucking matter. You should be privileged at the fact that you get the ability to be the one to bring it to a close or to heal it. If that's not an honor and a privilege, then you don't deserve any form of feminine. That's just a reality. Whether you're a man or a woman or whatever. It's just a reality. Find the balance. Make the fucking apology. How about that? As always, ciao for meow. Peace out.